We've been a leader in banking for more than 100 years. You'll find us here, at home, on your phone, and everywhere you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sponsored by Renaissance Bank.
Good morning and welcome to Daily Journal Newsbreak for Tuesday, April 10th. I'm your host, Chris Kiefer, and we're going to take a look at the top news and sports stories from Northeast Mississippi. But first, let's start with your weather forecast. Today we're looking at partly cloudy skies with a high of 64 and a low of 37. There's a 10% chance of rain. Looking ahead at your 3-day outlook, Wednesday, sunny with a high of 69 and a low of 46. Thursday, sunny again, high of 77 and a low of 53. And on Friday, partly cloudy with a high of 78 and a low of 64. Let's take a look now at today's top headlines. Republican Cindy Hyde-Smith made history on Monday when she was sworn in as the first woman to represent Mississippi in the U.S. Senate. Vice President Mike Pence swore her in as colleagues watched. She was tapped by Governor Phil Bryant to fill the seat for Republican Senator Thad Cochran, who resigned on April 1st due to health concerns. Fellow Mississippi Republican Senator Roger Wicker and others joined in the chamber. In a Twitter message, Hyde-Smith said she was grateful and honored as she started the day. Hyde-Smith faces several challengers in the wide-open November 6th special election to serve the remainder of Cochran's term, which goes through January of 2021. Hyde-Smith is keeping most staff members who worked for Cochran, and Brad White will remain chief of staff. She also will serve on the same committees as Cochran, Appropriations, Agriculture, and Rules, but without leadership roles. Cochran had been chairman of the powerful Appropriations Committee. White said Hyde-Smith will keep the three offices Cochran had in Mississippi in Jackson, Oxford, and Gulfport. The Mississippi State Department of Health has confirmed a case of active tuberculosis in a University of Mississippi student and will be testing about 500 students and staff who have been potentially exposed. State epidemiologist Dr. Paul Byers explained that cases of TB are seen every year in the state. He said sometimes these kinds of investigations in school and university settings are necessary. The student who developed active TB has not been on campus since being diagnosed, said Ryan Whittington, Ole Miss Director of Marketing and Brand Strategy. The university began working with the state health department the week of March 26th to identify people who had been potentially exposed. The student, who is not being identified because of privacy rules, did not live in an on-campus residence hall. It appears the student may have been infectious as far back as the fall semester, which is why the health department and university are testing a large group of students, faculty, and staff. Byers said spreading TB requires prolonged, repeated exposure, not casual exposure. TB is a bacterial infection that most typically affects the lungs and can cause serious, life-threatening illness if left untreated. Symptoms include fever, weight loss, night sweats, and cough. Members of Tupelo's Junior Auxiliary spent Monday morning carrying bags of food to Tupelo High School. Before long, the empty shelves in the school's food pantry were filled with noodles, canned vegetables, and snacks that will be used to feed hungry students. Counselor Debbie Banco said it is difficult for students to learn when they are hungry. Banco, a life course support therapist based at the school, started at the pantry during the 2016 school year. That's when a group of seniors built the cabinet and stocked it with food. The initial inventory ran out earlier this year, so JA stepped in to help. At last week's chapter meeting, the nonprofit's 92 members donated all the food that was delivered on Monday. Tupelo High Principal Art Dobbs noted it can be difficult to meet the needs of hungry teenagers because the students will often keep those problems to themselves. Dobbs said the key is to build relationships and rapport with the students. Sometimes students come by Banco's office to grab a quick snack. Other days, like before a long weekend without meals on campus, she will discreetly deliver food to a student's home. And in sports, a retirement reception will be held on Sunday for longtime Holka basketball coach Jimmy Guy McDonald. McDonald spent 49 years in coaching, with all but 4 of those years coming at Holka. He won a total of 1,772 games and captured 2 state titles with the girls team and 1 with the boys. McDonald also coached baseball and softball during his time at Holka. The reception is from 2 to 3:30 p.m. at the Holka Attendance Center gym. It will be come and go. And that does it for Newsbreak on this Tuesday. Don't forget that this show is just one of the many online offerings courtesy of the Daily Journal that gets you news off the page and on the go. Watch the Capitol View webcast with the Daily Journal's Bobby Harrison discussing the latest in state politics. Watch live today at 2 at thejournal.com or catch the replay in the video gallery on our website or on our Facebook page. Any story discussed today on Newsbreak can be found in your Daily Journal or online at thejournal.com, where you can also catch a new episode of Newsbreak each weekday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Kiefer. Have a great Tuesday.